Right, guys, let's get into another absolute banger today. This is such a good video. All right. Yeah, I'm allowed to say that. So, this is the simple road to self mastery. Okay. Now, the reason I wanted to keep it simple is because so many people overcomplicate it. They either add so many habits, so many routines, so many different skills to their life when that's not needed, that's not necessary. In fact, that's actually slowing your progress down. So, I wanted to write out a few key things that are going to help you on that road to self mastery. Okay. Now, Robert Greene said, "You may grow frustrated and depressed, never realizing that the source of it is your alienation from your own creative potential." Now, what he means by this is when we are not on this path of self mastery, we get that inner turmoil, we get that frustration, that depression, and we think it's our environment, but the reality is that it's just not us fulfilling our potential. Okay, when you alienate that, when you think, when you're not living in line with your higher self, that's when the inner turmoil, the negative self-talk comes in. So ultimately, the road to self-mastery is something that we all need to be on, not just for our own sake, but for the sake around us. If we can inspire others, become role models, help the people around us, our online audiences, the people closest to us, then that is aligned with our higher self. So this video is so important. Okay, all my videos are so important. All right. First thing comes down to removing the lottery ticket mindset. Okay, now everyone is waiting for that grand slam, that single act that will propel them to the top. They're waiting for that high ticket client to come in. They're waiting to wake up shredded and be fulfilled with their physique. They're waiting for that 10 out of 10 girlfriend to come out of thin air into your life. Like she's just been delivered by Amazon Prime. They're just waiting for that to happen. They're waiting for that million in their bank, whatever it is. And they don't realize that it's such a slow process to get there that requires work. And people do not like to hear that. They don't like to hear that getting the six-figure client requires a lot of work to get there. You got to build your authority, your credibility. You've got to put in the work to get low ticket clients, to build yourself up to that, right? Waking up shredded does not happen like that. Okay, you've got to put in the work, you've got to do a cut or a bulk, you've got to put in the hours at the gym, you've got to restrict yourself with your diet. You've got to go for that run, even though it's 5 a.m. and you don't want to. Oh, God. And you don't want to, okay? You need to remove this lottery ticket mindset. Like, I used to be an absolute sucker for this. I would just think, God, if I just won the lottery, things would be brilliant. But that's such a fucking toxic mindset to have because you're waiting on something external to happen. Okay. And the reality is that self mastery is down to us. There's no one that's going to help you. There's no one that's going to give you the ticket to this. This is all down to you. And you just have to put in the work every single day. And the work in line with your higher self is the reward. Okay. When I wake up early, go to the gym, put in the work, I'm constantly learning, I'm sharing what I'm learning, I'm sharing my value. This is the reward. Like the six-figure client, the getting in great shape, 10 out of 10 girlfriend, they're just a byproduct. Okay. The work, the daily work is the reward. Okay. Now, understand that the odds are very much stacked against you. Okay. Like I said, you can't expect anyone to help you on this road. People, as much as you'd like to think that they are generous, they can be to an extent, but we are all inherently selfish. And there's no arguing with that. Like, we all want to look out for ourselves. So that means that the success is worth it because you know that you walked that path, that you didn't get that leg up from anyone else, that you put in the work and you power through. When it's early, it's cold, it's dark, no one else is up, but you're still putting in the work. It makes the reward, it makes the byproduct, the success, so much more worth it. Okay, and people will try to drag you down. I'm not saying everyone, but there are certain people in your life who will try to drag you down because when you achieve this self mastery, when they see you putting in the daily work, they get a clear idea of who they could have become. Okay, if they weren't boozing every weekend, if they weren't eating shit, skipping the gym, if they weren't doing all of that, then they would have been where you are, but they're not. Okay. You just need to stick to this path and understand that everyone else is on their own thing. They're doing this. It's called self mastery for a reason. You have to get your own shit in order before you can help others. When a man is right, his world is right. Okay. So you get yourself right, and then everything else becomes easier. Okay. Everything changes except at your core. Okay. Now, mastery, some people think like, oh, if I won the lottery, then I'd start getting my shit together. Or if like, oh, if I was in great shape, then I'd be so much better with women. Or if I had loads of money, I'd be able to do X, Y, and Z. But mastery is not something that you just pick up when things are going well. Even when you're ill, you're tired, you haven't got any motivation, that's when it counts. That's like how you operate in those circumstances when your back's against the wall, when things are going wrong, you're getting problem after problem. That's when you show yourself who you really are, what you're made of. Okay. Like I say, mastery is waking up at 4 a.m. when it's cold and dark and you still get up because that's who you need to become. Okay. You need to become that disciplined, focused, ambitious person. Okay. Now, so many people think it's just you wait until things get better and then you get your shit in order. It's completely backwards. You get your shit in order, then things get better. Okay. So a big focus is looking at what you ingest. Okay. Now, this isn't just food, it's content, it's the energy of the people you hang around with, it's the thoughts that are in your mind, how you view the world. Do you view it from an abundant mindset where you see everything as opportunity? You see mistakes as learning lessons? Or from fear where you're hiding, you're on the sidelines, you don't want to get involved, you just like your comfort? Okay. Everything you ingest, makes you who you are. Okay. You only need, you not only need the right sources of energy, content, um, perceptions of the world, but you need the right amount. Too much can cause distraction. If I was watching every YouTuber that talks about mindset or talks about business, then I'd just be way too distracted because everyone has different ideas, everyone has different paths. So just really reduce who you're listening to, and you'll find it so much better. Focus on the people who are living the life that you want to live. They have achieved that self mastery. Don't listen to people who are just bragging. Think about the authentic people, okay? And then the flip side of this, too little ingesting, like just causes inaction because you need to have some knowledge in order to take action, okay? You need to know what to actually do to make money, to get in shape, to get your mind right. You need to understand that, but then act upon that. So your key things to focus on are removing your vices. This is such a big one. Remove the bad habits, okay? The processed food, the skipping leg day, the sleeping in, hitting snooze. All of this needs to go. There's no room for it at the top, okay? On the road to self mastery, there's no room for vices. It's like you're walking along, but you're pulling a 150 kilo sled behind you. Like, just let it go. Like, there's no reason. They offer you no value, okay? Strengthening your weaknesses. Now, this is something I'm doing. Like, I know that my cardio is terrible. Well, has been terrible because I just neglected it for so long. I know that I neglected training legs for so long. I didn't want to do boxing for so long because I had that fear that we all have when you start martial arts. Okay. And now I'm training legs every other day. I'm doing cardio every day, and I'm training boxing pretty much 5 times a week. Like, strengthen your weaknesses. Have a look in the mirror and think, right, what have I been neglecting? What am I coming up with excuses for not doing? Could be your content, could be your physique, could be your relationships. Okay. Look at them and then build an action plan based upon your weaknesses. Just have an action plan just on your weaknesses. And in 30 days, you'll be a completely new person. Okay. Curate your ideal self. This is so important. You need to know who that version of you that achieved self mastery is so that you can embody your traits. Okay. Then you create habits around that self. What do they do? What time do they wake up? What work are they focusing on? Who are they learning from? What's their day-to-day routine look like? What time are they going to bed? What are they eating? How are they training? You need to have a really clear idea so that you can then break down the daily habits. Okay. Change what you ingest. I don't know if ingest was the right word, but we move. All right. So look at who you're following on Instagram. I guarantee you're following way too many people. Like right now, I'm following way too many people. It's like on YouTube, who you subscribe to. There's probably too many. Reduce it, okay? Reduce what you're listening to, what you're eating. Like restrict everything. Just focus on it's the 80-20 rule. Just focus on that 20%, and you'll get way more results. And challenge yourself every day. Like the no days off mentality has given me so much, not only progress in my life, like with the gym, cardio, all business, content, not only all of that stuff, but also this new level of mindset where I'm like, yeah, I can do this every day. I'm proving to myself every single day what I'm made of. And that's very powerful because then you completely eliminate any negative self talk of like, oh, maybe you're not good enough. It's like, fuck that. I'm showing up every single day. I've put in 3 hours of work before anyone else wakes up. So challenge yourself. Think about what you need to be doing, how you can challenge yourself, how you can push yourself harder, and then just do all of that stuff because you build this absolutely unbreakable image of yourself. And that's so key on the road to self mastery. You need to have that unbreakable self image. Okay, all right. And that was it. I hope you've enjoyed this video on self mastery. This is such a topic that I love. I love talking about it. I love not only learning myself, but sharing what I'm learning. And yeah, I hope you're having an unbelievable day. I hope you're feeling on top of the world. I hope you're feeling grateful, and I'll see you tomorrow.